Audio test. Audio test. Yep, sounds good. How's everyone doing today? I've been continuing to deal with some technical issues. I had several days where everything was perfectly fine. And then on Thursday, I had another black screen with all my monitors and had to reinstall the graphics drivers again. And from what I've seen, apparently one of the monitors I have explicitly has issues with AMD right now because it has a dedicated G-Sync module in it. So that has been fun. Okay, I'm just getting my game booted up. I've just completely got that specific monitor unplugged. I just tried plugging it into a different computer, but I don't know what's going on there. So I'm just going to go without my secondary monitor for right now. Do I think the traits are meta enough on the flashback to drop on them? No. No. Don't buy unless you really want like the skins from the flashback bundle, save your money. There's more things coming out that you may want to pick up here in the next couple of months. Let me see what's going on in chat here. Voyager, Chubbs, Ed, Market Chief, how's it going? Lost, John. Ranger, terrible. Gamma, how's that event campaign grind going? I want a vengeance, bud. I need a vengeance for some content. And still went to the wrong monitor. Rip. Hold on. Still went to my ultra wide, so I need to move that down so I can see OBS to change the scene. Echo? Is there echo? That not good? Yeah. Honk, Exotic, how's it going? Greg, David, Stuka. Time for some casual gameplay. So I do need to just remind people that I am unable to get new traits on my main character. The bug, you know, with the Cyclone thus far has not been fixed as far as I can tell. So yeah, I can't do too much progression wise on casual right now. So for the fire stuff, I am gonna have to go over and do that on SOB, which is fine because that's the character that has all of my EPG stuff. What ship is the DPRM on? The DPRM is on the Atlas Dread. So if you want the DPRM console, if you're on a Romulan or KDF character, you might still be able to get it cheaper via a console pack. But if you're on a Fed, you need to look for, I think it's like TOS Dread. Yeah, this is the ship box that has the Atlas in it. So you'd have to get this on a Fed and then select the Atlas from it to get the DPRM. Yeah, Ranger, he got back from vacation and he saw the Maelstrom. I mean, the Maelstrom, some people, you know, like how it is now. Stargate, how's it going? No word on them fixing the issue. I mean, they put out a tweet yesterday, but I have went through and I went and had Nick level up the Cyclone on a different character for me last night so that I could try this, and I found yet another issue with it. That issue is that this character, once I got the Cyclone leveled up on it, you know, not only did I not get the trait until I respect, but once I respect, I completely lost access to slot personal, ground, and space traits. As you can see, it just says there are no available personal space traits to enable, which means that once I respect this character, I lost access to even the default traits that I should have access to. I figured something like this would be, severe enough to warrant them going out and addressing it, but apparently it's not that much of a priority. Uh, what is the Cyclone trait issue? Once you unlock the Cyclone trait, it does something on the back end that will prevent you from being able to use or like to put points in the skill tree. You won't be able to put points into specializations. You can't acquire new traits, and in this case, I can't even slot traits. It has removed the ability for me to slot any personal ground or personal space traits. So basically, that trait is breaking progression. And as I said in the video the other day, I do think that this is very much a game-breaking bug. We love you, Sab. What's your OnlyFans? Y'all don't need to see this fat man on OnlyFans. That ain't gonna happen. My lighting in here is absolutely horrendous. So one of the things I'm going to be doing next month is I'm going to pick up one of those lights that I can like mount to the top of my monitors, like one of those just generic like streaming lights. I'm going to pick one of those up here. I think probably this upcoming week should be a priority. Yeah. I'm going to turn the webcam off because the lighting's terrible. I'm going to turn these lights off so I don't have to deal with them. No ROM emoji yet? No, I have been busy. The past couple weeks, I've been busy. I have lots of things I need to go through and address. One of the things, of course, is the SCM tables, as I discussed in the DPS Discord a couple weeks ago. Following the nerf of the Maelstrom, I was going to be doing a wipe, and I do have a new tool, courtesy of Tempest. Tempest, if you're listening, that tool is awesome. Thank you very much for putting it together. That will let me go through and find just the parses that have certain abilities in them so that I can remove just those abilities. I am far behind on chat. I'm going to drag chat over real quick. Part of my issue is it's not where it normally is for me, so. Alan, how's it going? Priority, just hard to track down. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I did a couple of those like a year and a half ago. I need to really add more of those emotes in. Yeah. Yeah, when I leveled the Justiceer on a different character, it worked perfectly fine. It's just every character that gets the Cyclone, that's when it all breaks. Yeah, the issue with the ring lights is that the way my setup currently is, and I don't think I have a photo of it. Let me take a look. The way my setup is right now, I would have to probably like rearrange my monitors because I do have a monitor stacked above my bottom two monitors. Okay. Here we go. This is a stream safe picture. Okay, so this is my setup. Like this is from a while back, but I have an ultra wide mounted up top. The bottom left is a 4K 144 hertz monitor, the Gigabyte M28U. That's what I'm using right now. That's fine. The bottom right monitor is a 1440p 240 hertz monitor, and specifically it's an Alienware 2721D, I think it is. So this is the monitor that explicitly has issues with AMD GPUs right now because of the dedicated G-Sync module that it actually has in it. So that's what's causing some of the issues I've been having potentially. That's why right now I've just got it fully unplugged to see if I still have any issues. Now, this top monitor I got this used. Oh man, I think like back in 2017, 2018. This is the PG348Q from Asus. This is a 34-inch ultra-wide, 1440p, 100 hertz, but it also has a dedicated G-Sync module in it. Now, I don't know if that's also having any issues with the AMD stuff, but um, I guess that's what I'm going to be testing here today is with me removing that bottom right monitor from the equation, do I still have issues, with just these two monitors? Because if I don't have issues, what I might do is just take this out of the setup and just move this ultra-wide back down and then just not run with that third monitor. That's what I'm looking at right now today, basically. Yeah, well, not necessarily Ranger. I mean, there is a replacement parser for SCM. CLA is already like really good. I don't know if you've messed with that over on the builds Discord, but its CLA is really good. Um, but the issue is like getting the upload capability. Just Tashiyar, I know. Is that CC Discord server? Who's in there? No, that's B team. So I see Kalith, myself, Rob. I think that might be McStud and Nick. I don't know. Not. I mean, there's a few CCs in there, but that's just one we used when doing like DPS runs. HPX34. JB, how's it going? Yeah, there's some lighting panels I could go with. Yeah, there's options, and I'll look at things. Well, the thing about CLA is it's open source, so we can tune it. That's the big thing is CLA can be modified. Anyone can go in, make a fork of it, make changes. So that is one of the big benefits of it. Even if it's not perfect for how you want it to be, you could change it to make it the way you want it. Which is nice. So jealous. Your girl just got a stick. She's working on a tank build. Any tips? The builds Discord. The builds Discord does have quite a few like sticks tank builds over on it, or some more recent tank examples if you want to just like copy those types of builds. Yeah. Psycho Chicken, how's it going? One of my endeavors is to kill Tholians, so I'm just going to get that done real quick. And that also helps just make sure that the stream is stable. I mean, everything looks good so far. I restarted my internet about 15 minutes before starting up the stream. So is it bad this character is the only engineer I ever play? Do you guys know that in the like decade that I've played this game, I've never actually leveled up and like played a Klingon, or not Klingon, a engineer in space? This is the most effort I've ever put into an engineer character is this one here. Yeah, this is the Disco Lobby rifle. The full auto, yeah. I really like it. It's a good weapon. Terrible, Spencer. I know. Gamma, have fun. Yeah, the disco full auto rifle from the Lobby store is really good. I really enjoy it. You know, everyone has personal preferences on what ground weapons they enjoy, but I've always thought this one performed well. And I do like how it functions, you know? Need a Miracle Worker revamp too? Every character on my account is, well, all but one character on my account are going to be max level. It's not hard to get a character to level 65 over, you know, a couple years. All of my contraband characters are level 65 just from doing contraband turn-ins. But those characters have been around since, like, 2014. Yeah, ground engineers are fine. Ground engineers hold a lot of records. It's the space side where they suffer. Spencer maxed out as a drug dealer seems legit. Terrible. Terrible. Cheops, how's it going? If I'm a little bit slow to respond to some chat, it's because of the, you know, my setup being not the way it traditionally is. Let me just show the webcam real quick. So if I go to webcam here, you know, I got my game over there. Up there's OBS, but this bottom left monitor isn't on. So that's I'm not able to respond to chat as quickly as normal because it's not where it usually is. I mean, if I went through and I, you know, went and did ISA and over and over and over again, I think I could get a fairly good number in there. It's just I just don't care. Be blunt about it. Ranger, I mean, I've done the DPS chasing. You know, it goes the interest of it goes in phases, and while MB has pretty much always been focused on the ISA side, I've been more focused on the ISE side, and you know they play different. JB, I did have that the other day. What I had to do is, like, I couldn't transport to one of the areas because the EV suit wasn't on. So I had to walk outside of that, like, bubble at the starting point where you load in and then walk back in once it turned my EV suit on. Yeah, exactly what Warmaker just said. Okay, patrols. I gotta kill 20 Borg on ground. Jupiter Station shutdown is... Showdown, whatever.
You've arrived. Good.
Yeah, I've got a second cup of coffee here.
Janeway's trapped in transporter room 1. Go get her. Heads up. Incoming hostile. Damn. She has partial transporter access. Site to site only.
I love these ground weapons that I'm using here. So if you're on a Klingon-aligned character, there's some exclusive ground weapons that you can get from your fleet starbase called the the dual sniper rifles, and Feds, I don't recall. I don't think they have access to these. I think these are like Klingon exclusive, so they're pretty fun to mess around with. A nice perk for being on the KDF side. You know, you're actually holding, you know, two sniper rifles here. New car sounds like something from the Fallout universe. Terrible. Yeah, and the ISC stuff, I mean, I know there's complaints about how ISC is flown, but I think both queues equally have their own challenges to like, you know, getting max deeps out of them. But now with ISE, ISA, you know, we look at the actual like meta approach right now of Thaleron, and it's not everyone's interested in doing that stuff. I mean, like I've said, I'm gonna keep it up on the SCM tables, but I understand the frustration it causes from some people. And the ideal solution to me would be to find some alternative ways to have the table like in the future. Distant Night, how is it going? Yukara Cola, terrible. These messages. Yeah, if anyone's in my KDF Armada, we had to kick the one of the beta fleets out. Same issues on the Fed side. They got some rogue rank 7s that basically had ruined their fleet, so we had to kick them out of the Armada. And there's now potentially some Gamma slots open on that KDF side. So I know Broken Soul's going to get his fleet back in. I don't know if the other fleets that were previously Gammas, I don't know how much activity they have. But yeah, we might have a Gamma slot or two open on the KDF side. And on the Federation side, there's, I believe, still potentially some openings. So let me take a look here. And just make sure to not cover my chat window, because that would be bad. Mike, how's it going? Is the Cyclone trait still breaking everything? Yeah, in fact, one of my characters, like I was showing earlier in the stream, is now bricked even worse, to the point where, I'll show it again here quick. The Cyclone bug, I went through and I respec'd this character, and it has now blocked me from being able to even slot traits. So this character's bricked even harder. I mean, have you ever seen this? There are no personal space traits available, you know, to slot. Like that bug's even worse. It's crazy to me just how like this is definitely a bug where it's like, how did this slip through? Give me just a second. Yeah, it really broke. Yeah, I mean, the DPS chasing is fun, and definitely you want to make sure that the builds you're setting up are going to perform well. But it's just like spending, you know, weeks trying to go after a record. I'm sort of over it at this point. You know, I spent a ton of time doing that over the past couple of years, and I could certainly go back in, push for some higher records if I wanted. But to me, it's just like, what am I really getting out of it? You know, cool, I'm setting a record, but what, you know, the DPS scene's pretty dead right now, so like, what does it matter? Well, I'm just clicking stuff here. Is the Theseus America Worker Destroyer worth picking up? No, it's not worth $100. It is not. I would recommend saving your money for future content releases. There could be some interesting things coming out throughout the rest of the year. You know, the expectation is that, what is it, the strike? I'm hoping that that's the next lockbox ship, like in September, because usually the lockbox ships are, when they release them, alongside a new season, um, it's usually a little bit more alien. You look back to fall of last year, the new lockbox was the Courier, and I'm really hoping that the Shrike is what we see from the next lockbox. Yeah, I still think the USS Intrepid. I still think that's going to be promo. So would ROM KDF be more interesting than ROM Fed, just generally speaking? I think so. Not everyone's going to agree, Vosper. There's a lot of players that just want to be on the Fed side, but for me personally, I prefer the KDF. KDF does have some benefits for like resource acquisition also. KDF has access to the marauding missions in sector space. Feds don't. Marauding can be used to get things like contraband and some other commodities, and you can you can really stack up a lot of contraband from that and use that as a way to make EC. Apart from contraband, can I be specific? The differences between Fed and KDF are not as great as they were in the past, but in the distant past, there was lots of like Klingon specific trait boxes and console boxes that you could get off the exchange. So like you could get the DPRM cheaper, if you were on a Klingon, because you could just buy a console pack rather than needing to buy the ship. That's still the case. Like if you have a Klingon character, you can go out and still pick some of these things up cheaper than just buying the ship. You want to get sad and you don't want to buy the 12th bundle. Here it is, 300, 400 mil. You want to buy, oh, there's one even for 170. But you want to buy like Exodus Active Probat, that's also available on the exchange. You want to buy DPRM, there it is for 600 mil. You don't have to buy the entire ship, you can just buy a console pack. Now, if you're Romulan aligned, and this is true for Fed or KDF, but Romulans also have some of these older cross faction packs that you can still pick up. So, like if you're on a Romulan, you can also get to the DPRM for like 500-600 mil. But then there's some of those Klingon ones, like the SAD box. If you're a Romulan that is KDF aligned, you can get SAD and some of those other traits just by buying those older cross faction packs. There's not much supply of them, but that is a benefit. But now Plasmonic Leech, I mean, yeah, the Feds also had some stuff that they could get back in the day, but I don't know. It just the KDF side very much, I think, won out. And another thing that does not get discussed that often is the fact that on the KDF side, for a brief time, Cryptic was going through and doing something really nice, and then they stopped doing it. But back after Delta Rising, because there was no like Romulan equivalent to some of the ships they introduced, they actually made it so that instead of leveling up some of the ships, once you level them up on a Fed, you could just go right onto the Dill store on a KDF character and pick those traits up without needing to level the ships up. Yeah, so yeah, that's a system that exists in the game that they haven't utilized anymore in the past, couple of years. Really frustrating. But this is a nice perk too. Like all these traits that I leveled up on Fed ships, I can go through and just get them over on a KDF character or KDF aligned. I could just buy them without needing to level these ships up. When do I think the DPRM boxes will run out? I don't know. I think there's still lots of supply. Yeah, this account starship trait. Like every C-store ship should do this. Every C-store ship, once you level it up on one character, should be put into this store here. Like they've had some good ideas over the years, and then they just fail to execute them. It's the cryptic way. Make a good decision and then fail to capitalize on it. Hold on a second. I'm getting lots of messages today. Do I think there will be some new KDF C-Store legendary ships released? Nah. I think, you know, just a prediction on my part, but outside of a potential strike, I think most of the remaining ships we'll see this year are probably going to be fed. Just a feeling that I have. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of fed ships. That's the pattern for the past couple of years. I mean, I talked about that on the last stream I did. You know, we looked at the releases from the past couple of years, and the overwhelming majority of them were just fed ships. Legendary Negvar when? Not soon enough. Anything that saves time will affect the metrics, yeah, but there's Cryptic, you know, when we experience systems like Starship traits and leveling them on alts, it really feels like there's a big disconnect. And it always has, like, that there's a big disconnect between how we all actually play the game and what, you know, the way that they think we play it. Kathy, again, thank you for the $2. Yeah. Kale basically said as much, yeah. Are the KDF marauding sector space things like patrols or something? No, Infamous. So when you, with the DPRM Klingon boxes, if you're on a ROM Klingon, you have to get the Romulan version of the box. If you're on a Klingon, then you go for the Klingon one. But the box is only usable for that character, or it's usable for the character, or a character of that faction. I'm sorry. Mac, how's it going? I can't English today. So what is marauding? That's something that popped up in chat. Let me show that real quick. Marauding is duty officer missions in sector space. So marauding isn't like something you're going out doing a patrol. It's well, you're going out and flying around in sector space, going to the different parts, like the different zones of the map in sector space, and you're doing these marauding missions. You go to duty officers, department heads, first officer. You wait for it to load, and then you'll see that there's all these marauding missions, and like these will give rewards, and some, you know, some of these are going to be contraband, some of these are going to be just some other random commodities. So like raid on mining colony. There we go. Scavenge minefield, can do that one also. And then because of how the duty officer system works, to get the next set of missions, you're going to want to go to the next sector. So you just fly around basically, and you just pick up these missions. It'll take a minute for these things to update sometimes, but you just fly around, pick up the missions, and you get resources. And you start doing this in a large quantity on a couple different characters. Like people have like found optimal routes and all that, and there's guides for that online. If you look up marauding guide, like you can find some tutorials for that. But you just fly around and you look for these missions. You'll figure out which ones to go for pretty quickly. Usually these like disable X freighter, raid X or whatever. Like you're gonna want to pick those all up, and then you just keep moving on to the next sector. So pillage this trading post, raid that colony. Like this is, but that is marauding right there. And now I've got all those missions started up, and you know, When I come back and check this, like 8 hours from now, I'm gonna have, you know, a little bit of contraband there. And then you just repeat that on a bunch of characters, and you're getting yourself a good bit of contraband, which you can then sell. Contraband still sells very well. A stack of contraband is going to be like, what, like 10 mil, 10, 12 mil. But yeah, there's an optimal strategy for doing it. What I just showed you was just an example. You can go and look online for more detailed guides about it all. They gave us legendary Audi and Galaxy, but no Negvar. Yeah, I mean, it just, I really wish they would give us more non-fed ships, but it's quite clear that the fed ships are what sell. You know, that is what they want to just purely focus on, is the things that they know are going to sell well. Broken Soul, thank you for the $5, man. And I see your response. So yeah, just shoot me a message on Discord when your fleet is out of that armada, and I will get you an invite back in. Do I also want to fly an Orion War battleship? I don't even know what that is, to be honest. You can sell contraband on the exchange? Yeah, it's a huge market on the exchange. Words are hard sometimes? Yes. Words are difficult. Yeah, the legendary bird of prey was a bit disappointing. Thomas, have they fixed the Cyclone trade issue? No. And I would highly recommend you avoid respecking. I went through and leveled the ship up. Nick helped me level it up real quick on a different character at 2 a.m. this morning. So about 12, or I guess about 14 hours ago. And I chose one skill point beforehand so that I'd be able to respec that character. Once I respec, I now no longer can I can't slot any traits. All the traits have disappeared. So contraband does sell pretty well on the market right now. It's basically like 58k per unit. So a stack of 250 is going to be about 14.5 million right now. So if you do contraband or if you do that marauding on lots of characters and you're able to get a couple stacks a week, you know, that's a good bit of energy credits that you're going to be able to start bringing in. And contraband's always a market that works. I have a video from like 2017 or 2018 where I talk about why contraband is, you know, so good for like playing the market, and that still holds true to this day. That has been one of the constant economic things in this game for a very long time. I'm saucing the new ROM command. Do I see you? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I mean, you can just use the contraband yourself. That's perfectly fine. That's what most people do, but you can also sell it if you want EC. David, my trading tips have made you a billionaire in a few weeks. Yeah, I mean, if you play the market, definitely, like the stow market can be very, very profitable if you mess around with it enough. How's Isomags doing? I'll buy that one up. Let's turn the desktop audio sound way down. Okay, so Isomags, the prices on these have actually went up quite a bit. There's not much supply, is there? There's not much supply of the components right now on the market. Yeah, it looks like all the isomags have went up a little bit. I think I have enough parts to craft one. I need one more piece to be able to craft one. Or craft two. Let me craft two real quick. So let's do this. Yeah, the phaser ones are at about 48 mil. I checked a couple hours ago. Short, how's it going? Yeah, Short, the Cyclone is still not fixed. It's still messed up. Spencer Market where you're gonna crash it with one purchase, terrible. Oh, it gave me phaser resistance. It's teasing me there. And plasma, wow. So both of those are disappointing that I just crafted. I got resistance ones. That's gonna be expensive to re-engineer. Waldo, how's it going? Yeah, the bundle exclusives. I mean, if you're really into the visual stuff, then yeah, the bundle exclusives are rough. I'm happy that it was just ground weapons and a uniform. Like you guys that have been around a while know that I just straight up do not care about the tailor. Um, most of my characters haven't even been like to the tailor to like customize their outfit in like 6, 7, 8 years. So that's very good for deterring the desire to go after some of these new bundle exclusives. Do I like the Romulan Hyperplasma Torp? It's fun to use. It's not necessarily the top performer, but it is very fun to use. Gambling? I mean, I can gamble. I will gamble right now for you, Warp Core. You want to gamble? Yeah. Yeah, the Cyclone's fun. It's just the bug with it is super, super irritating. Warp Core is enabling? I know, Warp Core does enable. What would be the best account unlock torp boat? The Eagle. The Eagle is like the meta torp boat right now. The Eagle is crazy good, and the console off of it is a must-have for torp builds. What's the bug with the new Cyclone? When you level it up to get the trait, it prevents you from being able to get new traits. Will not allow you to use spec points. If you respec, it'll make it show up in the list, but then you can't actually select anything in your skill tree. And in some cases, it's even making all of your traits unslottable. Warp Core, you're enabling this. Whatever happens, everyone, remember, it's all because of Warp Core. I'm gonna do one of each. I'm gonna do Safe Galaxy, Borg, and Infinity. Ouch. Look what you made me do, Warp Core. It's your fault. 2 kits? Terrible. Terrible Warp Core. Enabling all this gambling. Do I like the dilithium burn trait? I honestly have never used it. I think that's like it's I think good at like a budget level, but it's nothing that I would personally go out and slot on my characters. What's going on Discord? Yeah, so MB, let me show you this character, and for anyone else that's just coming in, this is the character I leveled the Cyclone up on last night, about 14 hours ago, and once I respec'd, I was able to get the trait to appear in the list. However, now that I have unlocked the trait, I can't even slot any space or ground traits. I can't buy any points in the skill tree. Like you see, I'm hitting buy. Like I'll even hit the button for you. Purchase the skill whole restoration. Okay, nothing happens. If I want to buy a point in a specialization, guess what? Nothing happens. That is the bug, MB. Is that once you unlock the trait from the Cyclone, it really bugs out your character. And in this character's case, it literally even took away the ability for me to use like the default traits that we should have. Like they're just straight up not there. Is SAD worth it if you're running CSV without any hanger bays? I mean, keep in mind SAD is still 30 debuff, so yeah, SAD can still be worth using with CSV or Fall even without hanger bays. Yeah, microvax. I would say SAD is still worth using. From a coding perspective, that doesn't even make sense. I know. Like I don't, I don't have access to the code, so I can't tell you, what exactly is going on. All I can say is that leveling up the trait or leveling up the ship to get that trait has had some very bad secondary effects on the characters that I have gotten it on. I think I missed something in chat. What's a good ROM C-store ship? The Legendary Scimitar. Legendary Scimitar is really good. And if you get the legendary Romulan Warbird bundle to get the Scimitar, you're also getting the legendary Dideridex, and the trade-off for that is really fun. Yeah, the legendary Valdor is good, but if I had to choose between First Strike and the Romulan bundle, I'd go for the Romulan every single day. Yeah, if you're non-legendary, definitely the Temporal Warbird, that's pretty good. Okay, the thing that people have been asking for is Spencer, use an EPG build. Spencer, do a stream with an EPG build. Okay. But I do not have the Hesperian on this character yet. I don't have the trait from it, and I do need to at least grab that ship real quick. Why am I hitting the wrong window every time? Claim rewards, Hesperian Intel Battlecruiser. Distant Night is really wanting me to hit this one too, but that's a little bit too far. I can't do an EPG build on SOB. She isn't a Psi. Terrible, Mark to Chief. I need to find a ship that I can just dry dock. Oh, there we go. I can just dry dock that one. Okay, Hesperian. There we go. Where did that? So it's HRN. I'm not worrying about the trait right now. I just want the fire console, and we're gonna grab the Vern. And I'm gonna beam up to space. Just now I'm not like building it out. I already have it built out. It's not perfect, but I'm basically just gonna put the fire console on this build. Will there be any 32nd century Klingon or Vulcan ships that Cryptic will add to the game? I don't know how many more 32nd century ships that they would put into the game, you know, in general, to be honest. Like, they already have so many in. Like, what? I mean, if they add any more in, I feel like it's going to be, you know, just more fed ones. I should refine my EPG build during the stream. I don't really feel like it. I feel like I'm just gonna slot this over the Chronogami. If you guys want to see like a full detailed like breakdown of every piece by piece, then check out the builds Discord. Oh, are we back? I wonder what it could be. Any ideas, you guys? You know what the issue could be? Hmm. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Is it the GPU? Need to upgrade the NVIDIA drivers? Yeah. Yeah, well, it black screened, yeah, and that's with me not even having that one monitor plugged in. Yeah, it. I don't know. I don't know. Do I have a preferred 32nd century ship? Um, hmm, I don't know. I don't. I wasn't particularly fond of any of the like 32nd century ship designs personally. Even like the Kirk, like it. I mean, it looked cool, but yeah. MPO's been disabled for like a week and a half now. It's not MPO. Could I run Stow with Windows 11? I mean, I'm on Windows 11 right now. The Courage. Talking about EPG made my PC. Yeah. So there's 6 Starfleet, 3 Vulcan, still to be released. Yeah, we're gonna do fire. I'm just gonna leave the build as is. I know there's tuning that needs to be done with it, but yeah, I'm on admin. I'm on the only account on this computer. Discovery era of Odyssey. What? Um, no, 32nd century is like seasons 3, 4 of admin tools. What do you want me to change? MPO is off. The Windows cannot update the drivers. At least I hit that setting in DDU. Event viewer. Critical. Got it. Error. Let's see, where can I view it by time? Sounds like a scammer script. I mean, my EPG build is fine this tonight. It's just that I don't like the EPG playstyle. I don't like having it where you hit all your abilities and just not a fan of it. Last hour. Yes, they all say the same thing there. Manually click all your console clickies, Spencer. Terrible. Be more creative with your build, maybe. Terrible, Cardsy. Yes, this is what it says there is the display driver stopped responding and has successfully recovered. Okay. Let's do some content with the EPG build. I've got the fire console on. Let's see how it performs. The video card is a brand new 7900 XTX. So it is still within the return period, and as time goes on and I continue having more and more of these, crashes, it's just increase the GPU processing time. I'll have to take a look at that after the stream. Blame storm damage. When was the last time I upsetted the chipset drivers? I believe when I set everything up, or like when I last reinstalled Windows. Yeah, when I last reinstalled Windows, I would have done all the chipset drivers. It's just been ridiculous, the amount of like crashes. Okay, let's do a Hive space or Hive Onslaught Elite. That's what you guys want to see, right? Hive Onslaught Elite. Public queue. I am just too frustrated to like go and work through like rebuilding the entire build right now, like the EPG build. So I'm just leaving it as is, throwing the fire console on. I have spent the last like day dealing with just random issues with the computer, and just right now mentally do not feel like going through and setting up a brand new build. That's why you guys are getting this, because you guys have been asking for EPG builds for a while, and I mean I can at least show you the one I have put together, or just show it in action. There's lots of detailed information about EPG builds over on the builds Discord. If you're like wanting to put one together, there's lots of guides over there that go into it in quite a bit of detail. I just right now do not feel like going through all of it. And I can see that some of my EPG stuff isn't even on my tray.
You cannot. I am eternal. This is not the end.
John, thanks for stopping by. That is EPG, and apparently, like, a ton of the abilities that should be on my tray are not actually on my tray. Just an issue that will natively happen when you play this game is that it will just randomly remove the things you're trying to use from your tray because, you know, gotta have that challenge mode. So Vortex is there. Put DSC by that. My issue is just my mouse is going up. Like when I move over to the right just a little bit, it's going different than where it usually goes, so I keep losing the mouse. What else isn't on the tray? Very cold in space. I don't think ended up getting on the tray.
Of assimilation.
Timeline collapse. Did that not go anywhere? So there that goes. Yeah, it just looks like some stuff got ripped off my tray. How much DPS did you do, Stang? What character were you on? 97k. 97k is what I got you at. Garth, you watched me on the big screen. It's like someone took an entire Pink Floyd concert and shoved it directly into your eyes. Yeah. Oh, man. That was a rough, Queen. Yeah. Tank build. Yeah, you can make pretty much any ship work as a tank that's T6. Especially, like, with all the survivability stuff in the game now. Am I playing with sunglasses or something? Yeah, eyes closed, randomly pressing buttons. Yeah, I'm just taking my face and, like, rolling it back and forth on the keyboard. Just like to see one patch where they have made all the side VFX smaller and less intrusive. Yeah. What's my endeavor? Like 600. Spencer, what's the worst T6 C-store ship for DPS? Probably, I mean, the old Excelsior used to get a lot of love. Want to test my Tellarite carrier build. Lead is hectic. Let's see. Let's do. What else can we do here? ISE was mentioned. Yeah, we can do ISE. You guys can see the glory that is EPG and ISE. So public queue ISE. Let's go. Axel, how's it going? I mean, the Guardian, I don't remember the stats on it, to be honest. Managed to build the most OP Nadarian. Do you see, Axel, that the console off of the new cruiser can be used on the Nadarian to move around?
The situation is grim. All attempts there.
You can use it to move around while in the Nadarian mode, apparently. Terrible.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Got it. There's nothing that's available.
Gonna save my grab wall.
A probe is closing in on a transport. Destroy it.
Or did I spam bar my grab wall on accident? Rip.
Sensors confirm that the transport conduit has been destroyed. However,
I'd say for the most up-to-date information for EPG, you're going to want to look at the builds Discord. That is going to be the most comprehensive, up-to-date information for EPG right now is going to be the builds Discord. The builds Discord is linked down below in the description. But like for any build type, really, like that is the place to get the most up-to-date information for whatever, the current meta is. And you can go there, look at like some really well put together EPG builds. Parrot has been doing some really nice things with the same ship that I'm in right now, the KDF version of it though. And Parrot has been doing solo ISCs where they're getting like a million DPS with the science build. So like definitely I would say if you're wanting to get into that playstyle, check out what they've got posted. Because what they've got posted is really good. Give me a second while I hit something here quick. Attack. I'm on attack character. Parrot's on attack too in that picture. Looks like attack. It's the icon's red at the top left. Elite Vortex? Yeah, give me a minute. I just need to hit some things over in this terrible browser game that I play real quick. Don't hit the wall. It's done nothing to you. Terrible. Spencer, I see you have not done Days of Doom yet. I don't hate myself enough for that one. I really do not like Days of Doom. It's one of my least favorite TFOs in the game. That's why I basically never do it. Yeah, let's do a Kittimer and then Drunner Gauntlet. Sure. Let's do a Drunner Gauntlet, see how things go. Yes, I'm hitting buttons in O game. I'm terrible. Gotta send my expeditions out. Gotta hit the button every like hour and a half, 2 hours. Gravity kills, yeah, gravity kills sucks. But Days of Doom is even worse in my opinion. Let's do Kittimer Vortex Elite. There we go. Public queue that, and then afterwards we'll do a Drunner. I think any type of build will honestly perform well enough on any character right now. So if you want to do an EPG build on an engineer, definitely check that out. Like try it. I think it'll work. It's not going to be like the top performer, but I think you could make it work. Do I think the Herc Vedcrit is the best tank in the game? I think, maybe before we talk about like best tank platform, but let's revisit that topic in a couple months. Yeah, when it comes to best tank, just let's talk about that, pick that up again in a couple months. But yeah, I'd say the Herc Vedcrit's definitely good. I don't know how the meta's going to change. I'm curious to see what the Cyclone, what impact is the Cyclone's console going to have long term? That's the big question here. Because the Cyclone console right now basically makes tanks, like redundant. So let's see how that performs, a couple of months from now. I didn't really buff up because I want to wait for the side.
More probes are headed for the time vortex. Stop them.
Rip. Does anyone utilize the Eclipse Intel Battlecruiser? Not really anymore. The thing with the Eclipse is that it's really old. The Eclipse is really old. It's still a fine ship, but you have to understand that that was literally one of the very first T6 ships introduced into the entire game. And there has been a lot of power creep in the time since. I can't let them probes get away. Really, that's my gravel's not good enough to drag this in. Oh yeah, look at all that damage.
More probes are approaching the time vortex.
Did STO put in-game parser in the game? Yeah. Clone 87, they did, but it's so... the way it's presented is so poorly implemented that it's really not even worth... it's not really worth using right now in its current state. I realize my specializations are like massively wrong right now also, because I think this character's on ground specs. Yeah, the implementation in the game right now, it literally just, when you fill it in, like when you put the command in, it just gives you a wall of text. It's not in a presentable format. I got hit by the Thaler on pulse. Terrible. Oh, I forgot about the exotic batteries. I haven't even been using those. Yeah, it's literally just like a wall of text you're presented with. No, I blew up 3 times. It's terrible. I know, it's in the name, casual. Though to be fair, I'm not giving this, this play style as much room to shine as possible right now. My specs are messed up, and there's definitely tuning that needs to happen for the build, but I just do not have it in me right now to go through and get this all changed over and like fully update. I know it's not going to be too much to change. I just do not feel like it right now. Does Kittimer drop anything? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I got anything there. Nothing out of that one. I did get a science piece out of one of the elite cube boxes. I've got you at 160k on cheese pizza, but I think you may have been on the other side of the map. So if that was the case, then I can't really tell you. Inventory, what a mess! I know. Junior elite, yep. Junior Gauntlet Elite Public Queue. Let's go. Yeah, what Parrot's done with that EPG build, yeah, is really incredible. Yeah, I'm parsing. Well, I can use the in-game parser too, so I can demonstrate to you guys why that one's just like really not in a good state right now. Let me get those commands. So we got them pinned on the general chat in the builds Discord. There's like 10 different commands, so I'll do slash. I'll do that. Does SCM merge tables on split maps if uploaded from other side? No, there's no merging of parsers.
don't have a lot of time, so I'll make this quick.
But yeah, with the internal parser, the one that's in the game, these are all the commands for it. These are pinned in the builds Discord, right in general chat. You can mess around with those if you want, but the presentation is just so, just like, it's just a big dump of text right in your chat. It just is not a good presentation compared to using an external parser. Nice, congrats, James. Yeah, I'm not doing Days of Doom for the Endeavor. I'm not doing that.
Enemy ships detected. They're on an intercept.
Of course, it would be Zenkethi. Zenkethi, when you group them up with like a Gravwell,
Parts are ready. Scan.
they gain immunity. They're like the counter to science. They gain immunity to, like, they just get immunity. So if you group them up, it like makes them immune. You want me to solo mid for the last part? I mean, we can try that. We need Tachyon Netrons. And I don't have that on this character or on this build. In my inventory or whatever. I don't even know if Eddies are in photos in my tray. There is Netrons. Construction Anchor, goodbye. Tachyon Netrons is on. Where did that go on my tray?
Enemy signals on sensors. Get ready.
Oh, there it is on my tray. I need to be more careful with DOC. Yeah, Tachyon net drones to shut down their immunity there. Or whatever. Yeah, as soon as I hit Tachyon net drones, they just die. I haven't actually used that against the Zenkethi before, so I'm guessing this night that's just like shutting down their immunity stuff that they have. The purple net thing is the Tachyon net drones from the Bozeman Intel Heavy Frigate. Okay, so okay, I see you said that in chat. So Tachyon net drones bypasses their immunity. That is good to know. And I'm hitting things well before I am even close to the enemy. Tank-wise, yeah, I've done quite a few tank builds over the years. I mean, I don't really tank too much nowadays, just because I don't really think it's that crucial to most of the gameplay, but yeah, I've done a bit of tanking over the years. I just spam barred my Genesis seat so far away. I'll get caught up in chat, or like reading chat here when we're done with this. Is the compiler Dreadnought a worthwhile ship? Definitely, definitely. So yeah, I'll get caught up in with chat here as soon as I finish this TFO. So we just have one phase left after we upgrade these satellites, just the boss phase, and then we'll be good. Just did a 300k crit from your advice. Nice. Could I please just stop pulling the enemies outside of your AoE range, please? Oh, I'm sorry. I honestly haven't been paying attention. I've just been... Wait, I'm not on your side. I think that's whoever's on your side there. Or were you over here? I don't know. New car has been mostly fine. Just an issue with some of the brakes on it, or the brake pads or something. It just makes a really bad noise. Tank needs some love. I mean, the thing is, like, the tanking just took a major hit, to be honest with you guys. The console off the Cyclone, like, you could run a set of those on a like in an HSC run on like DPS builds, and those make it so you don't need a tank in the run. They've been pulled out of the Tachyon net drones.
Shield generator gamma is at 75%. Shield generator gamma is at 50%.
We got some that spawned in over here.
Generator output is at 75%. Generator beta is at 75%.
We did it! Enemy fleets have disengaged.
We did it. 17-1, how's it going, man? Let's see here. Kari marks, about 300. Very nice. Good job, everyone. The niece is apparently playing in the hallway from what I can hear. I have a lot of things to get caught up in chat, so I'm going to move the chat window down and respond to things from like the last 10 to 15 minutes. Is Zenkethia on Jupiter Gauntlet Hard Patrol are really annoying? Yeah. Yeah, the purple net thing is Tachyon net turns off the Bozeman. I think I answered that. Yes, Psi EPG builds have always been just really powerful. I'm sorry, Axel. I see you were... That side was having issues. I'm sorry, I did not follow chat much during the run. What do you do with excess rep marks? Trade them in for dill? Yeah, that's the intended way to go. Yeah, the compiler's good. How useful of a tool the built-in subsystem targeting on the science ship is? Yeah, the subsystem targeting is basically worthless. Yeah, tanking with the Cyclone console is not really that crazy right now, because the Cyclone console summons in a sensor phantom of your ship that takes all the threat and doesn't die for 30 seconds. So in theory, if you had 4 or 5 players chaining that in a run, like no one would ever have to worry about having a tank in the run. It's not a new car. It is used. I think it was something with the back rotor might need to be replaced. What's my engineer going to do with attack pattern delta? I don't know. I don't know what to say what for. Yeah, computer assisted flight algorithm with the new escort console will definitely work. I got a 2012 GMC Terrain. Yeah, carriers in general just need some love. Yeah, the visual effects from the EPG stuff is crazy. Yeah, the patrol escort's really fun. I really have enjoyed flying the fleet version. Any updates on the Cyclone trait completely breaking characters? It's still bugged. In fact, even more bugged for some of my characters than what I detailed. Some of my characters are now completely unable to equip like space or ground traits. Yeah, should have coordinated more beforehand, yeah. With the Cyclone console, tanking has been heavily devalued because the Cyclone console will literally tank for you, and you can just chain people or like have people chain the Cyclone console, and then you don't even need a tank in the run. Isn't there a way of testing your builds on Triple Test Server? Various settings? Yeah, there is. You can test things over on Triple. If you're on PC, that is. Okay, I was going to show what the built-in parser looks like, so I want to show that real quick because some of you were asking about that. Again, the commands for it are all detailed over on the builds Discord. There's more than just the GCL 100 that has been discussed previously. There's some other commands here that will give you even more data. So I'll do the one that shows everything because that's the one most of you would probably care about. And when I use that command, the results are going to go into system chat. So I'm going to do slash. Apparently that didn't copy. So when I go through and do that, this is what the built-in parser looks like. Let me expand this so you can see it a bit more. This is what the built-in parser looks like versus, and then if you compare that to one of the external parsers, so let me open CLA. What's that? Now, if I compare that to like CLA, you know, or one of the other external parsers that are out there for this game, like you can dive deep into the details, but the initial presentation is, you know, fairly easy for you to go through and process. You can go in and you can look at things in more detail if you want. Also, my top damage source in there was the fire console. It did 69k. Nice. Did 11% of my damage. But this is the one that they have built into the game. They've discussed that it needs a UI, and as you can see here, that is very much the case, because this is like this just spam of text is not really that readable for most users compared to just using a third-party parser like like CLA or SCM. I think my SCM window, I have to reopen it because it bugged out when the graphics driver crashed before. Which parser is my favorite? For the nostalgia reason, of course, I have to say SCM, right? SCM, that's been the main DPS parser for most people for like the last eight or so years. So of course SCM, that's got that history behind it. But of course there's also, I do really like how CLA turned out. CLA, I know CLA will not be as digestible for everyone as SCM is, but for me, I really like this interface. I really like what they've done here. The fact that I can change the theme, real easily too. I wouldn't leave it in light mode, but you could do that if you wanted. I like the dark mode. You can change the UI scaling, and it instantly, it's responsive. I do like how this parser works, and the fact that it's open source means that it can be updated forever and ever into the future. Hi, Casual Sab. Would you like me to send you a tank build? I have a tank build. Thank you, though. Is that the real counter yellow? No. I'm gonna guess that is, I know like 2 people that would go in and make a fake account like that to try and gauge a response. Is that Megla or is that Nicholas? Given the time, it could be either. Troll account. I'm not gonna get into that topic. It's not the real counter YOLO, it's an imposter. Tank builds nowadays are the Sensor Phantom console on DPS builds, pretty much. So let me show that real quick, because I know I've said that a few times and people probably are like, what are you talking about? Let me go over to my other character here, Casual, and what I'm going to do is I am going to swap over to my Fleet Patrol Escort, and I'm going to use the console off of the new Patrol Escort in HSC, just a solo HSC right at the start, just to show that it takes all the threat away from me. CLA, there's a channel for it in the builds Discord up in the software section. It's going to be Combat Log Analyzer. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Fleet Cyclone, which I think I named just Fleet Cyclone. I think for right now, JB, like, let me show you just how powerful this console is, and you'll see what I'm like getting at here with this. Chell, how's it going? Crafted any new pen weapons recently? Messing with you. Okay, so here's the let me go into an HSC. Yeah, I used an EPG build and I feel dirty. I know I didn't really go through, update it. Like I said, it's been a frustrating week, you know, with all the technical issues, and right now I just did not feel like going in and setting up a new build. I just went in with what I had, swapped like 1 or 2 consoles out, put the fire console on off the Hesperian, and then basically just went in. Vapor, how's it going? Recently acquired T6 on all reps. There is a unique fleet ship that's good if you like size stuff. That is the if you have a T5 colony, it is the Fleet Lucari or Fleet Journer Scout ship, I think is the name. Yeah, so the sensor phantom console will turn off if you go out of the arc, or if the target goes out of your forward arc, and if the target dies early, apparently it also stops. Is what I think what Game Freaks was saying. I know, I can't believe casual SAD used an EPG build. I know, it's terrible. Someone sent me a buddy request to no game. That's always concerning. In that game, you basically just auto-decline any buddy request. Because people will try to get on your friends list so that they can see when you're offline, so that they can hit you when you're offline. Okay, I'm going to target the... I'll go right into the center even. Right into the center. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to buff up. And I'm going to hit the sensor phantom console. And then I died. So much for that demonstration. Okay, so apparently it's not an everything answer, but it does take a lot of the threat. That was an example, all right. Good thanking right there. Failed demonstration. I know, that was a fail. How much damage do tanks need to do in an elite TFO to maintain aggro? That's going to depend on the people you're playing with. That was a really bad demonstration. That felt terrible. I think if enemies are out of the range of the sensor phantom, you'll get hit. Yeah. Ouch. So let's do that on another ship. That all that hype about that making tanking redundant. I hit it and then I die immediately. Yeah, that was rough. Let's try that again. A different ship, so that if I do get shot at, I can survive. Okay. I'm gonna go back in, and I'm gonna die right away after I say I shouldn't die. Here we go. General Spinobi, how's it going? Don't go anywhere yet, tanks. Yeah, that was terrible. Any updates on the bug fixes? Nothing yet. I don't think there's been any new tweets from the SO account about it. Let me look. Yes, I see. Map requires shuttle. No, there's no new news on it. Support your local tank union. I know. I was just saying so many things about tanks, and then I go in and just immediately die. Okay, do I not look like a fool this run? Let's find out. The console deslotted off the build. That's a good start. Don't blow up this time. Only engineers can tank? Oh no.
I control every ship. Every drum speaks with my voice.
Will I mess this up? Yes or no in chat. What do you guys think? How confident in me are you guys? So once that target dies, the console turned off. There, I finally died. But that console, for the 30 seconds that it was up, I stayed alive. I did die, but the console was not active. As soon as that first hack cube died, the console was off. You know, that console is only up for a max of 30 seconds or until the target goes outside of your 180-degree arc or until the target dies. Then the console turns off. So for the duration that it was there, you know, it was doing good. See, none of these cubes are even targeting me. They're targeting the sensor failing, or the sensor phantom.
Resistance is futile.
I thought that thing would have been dead already. Oh, there's a bunch of spheres over here. Wait for the console to come back up. Another 28 seconds. Imagine a team with me too. Yeah, I mean, the point is, like, when I didn't screw it up, when the console actually had time to work, they weren't targeting me, they were targeting the console. So if you use it right, it'll keep you alive. It's the first time I went into this map, I messed up, so that, that was on me. But let's say I go in and I want to go up against this tack cube. You can see all the spheres around it, right? Now, the things outside the range of the sensor phantom are still shooting me, but the ones that can see the sensor phantom, they're focusing it, not me. Look at, you can see the spheres right next to me aren't shooting me, they're shooting the sensor phantom. The only things shooting me are the cubes that are behind me that are out of its range. So the point is if you use it right, everything that is within 10 kilometers of the sensor phantom is going to be shooting it and not you. But the things that are outside of that 10-kilometer range are still going to shoot you, which is probably why I died that first time, because when you first go in, there's, things further away. The purple glow / lines mean the enemy is shooting the phantom. Okay, I missed a lot of things in chat, so let's take a look here. Yeah, I know, I'm casual. Wait 3 months and see what happens. If it's used right, then yeah, it will take all the aggro from what's in that 10-kilometer sphere. So if it's used right, it's good. If it's used in the wrong spot, then yeah, you'd still want a tank. Took your job. I mean, always has been, boss. Even like, the thing is, even if you are actually like building a tank, like you're better off with a tack captain or a side captain for tank than an engineer. It's like been that way for a long time. You want to do a max threat gen tank, you want to be on attack so you can do more damage because your threat gen scales with your damage output. You want to be a support tank to support your team, well then you want to be on a science. The engineer utility just has never been good. Finally, time for the glass tank to shine we were told about. Terrible. Is there a way to make MUDs plus collective work on a science captain? I have no idea. I don't do ground stuff that much, and when I do, it's almost always on attack character. Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Ginger. I'll take a look at it off stream and probably run through some of the same tests that I've been throwing at it. It's just I'm on the latest drivers. I was having crashes on the drivers before that, and I've had the driver timeouts even back on the drivers from February. Like trying all these different ones, none of them so far have been working. Yeah, even for EPG, like your top EPG builds are on tax. Everything is written to torture us. Terrible. See, has there been any more from the Stowe Twitter account? The answer is no. There's not. Yeah, try Windows Driver and leave AMD one off. Worth a bash. Yeah, I'll give that a go. It's just been annoying. Like, just it's been so many attempted workarounds in the past couple of weeks, and I'll have like I've had a period of like a week where everything was perfectly fine, and then suddenly issues again. Yeah, boss, they have acknowledged the Cyclone bug. Yeah, TBC KDF had a beta fleet with a mutiny, so there is actually some gamma slots open up right now. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Also intriguing. Right now, I am on like just driver only. I don't have adrenaline on at all. With the last crash, when it happened, I did a DDU and I installed the latest drivers, but just the driver only. Hate to be the engineer that has to figure out how the Cyclone tanked the code so bad. Yeah. Yeah, so let's do an HSE public queue. Let's see, the Cyclone console in action here. Just see, what it does threat-wise. HSE public queue. Joining now. Oh, there's issues on both sides, Chiops. Fed and KDF. The fleet is one that I've worked with one of the leaders there, like played the game with him quite a bit over the past decade. They had one of their other rank 7s promoted some people to rank 7, and those people that they promoted basically just started going rogue. So all the fleet members got kicked, the name of the fleet was changed. So those people even went through, they changed the name, but then they had a bank fleet ready to go to take the original name. So yeah, fun time. And Cryptic will not step in and help with that stuff. If there's ever fleet issues like that, they'll tell you to sort it out yourself. So that's a case of a fleet that was, like level 81, like basically everything but T5 colony done. And now all the people in that fleet have been kicked. And no one can take leadership because you can't. As soon as there are 2 rank 7 characters that are rogue in a fleet, you're done. You literally cannot do anything about it. Does the trait Thunder Run run as long as Cloak Ambush? I don't recall it. Thunder Run. Thunder Run. It just doesn't say. Doesn't say a duration.
Join us. Become one with us.
Oh, me turn the sensor failings off. Oh, you guys do feedback off. Okay. I saw feedback and just turned to run. See, how'd that go? Retribution, you did 507K. Congrats. That record? That record for anyone in there? Let's see. Upload's going slow. There we go. That was an upload for 4 of y'all. Congrats. JBC around. Tanking wise, Skeptic, I had you at 54%. I was at 32. That sensor phantom definitely, like, it seemed like it helped at the start because everything, like all the spheres and all that, were targeting that initially. Oh my. I'm going to consider utilizing the compiler Dreadnought. Distant Night here has a really good build for it, so definitely take a look at what Distant Night has put together for the compiler, because that build is crazy effective. What is the sensor phantom? It's the console off the Cyclone. If you use it right, the first example I did where I tried to show it off, I like completely just epically failed. But if you use it right, if you're keeping the foe in your forward 180-degree arc, you're staying within range of them, and you're, just activating it on a target that's going to live a long time, then it does a lot. Does the sensor phantom count for your attacks in? I do not know. Let's see. I think CLA might be better for showing that. Incoming damage. Don't know where that would appear on here, even, to be honest with you. It's not going to show up under damage out ability. Let's see if SCM shows it. Damage 2. Yeah, I don't know if it's even just. I don't think it's being shown on here. Yeah, because this is just showing my incoming damage. I don't know. I don't think it's being, like, I don't know if it's being counted as damage against me or not. Spencer was showing us what not to do the first run. Yeah. Adam, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yeah, your taking was fine, Styles. Is that build in Discord? Which build? The compiler? I think Distant Night has that in Discord. Casually die. Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah. If you go to curated EPG builds, there's a link to the UFP Planets website, and you can take a look at it on there. Very, very detailed post. Everything you need to know. It's a very good build. It's extremely effective. Distant Night has done a very good job with it. I know Distant Night wants me to go through and set one of these up at some point. I don't know, though. Setting up a build like this just doesn't seem like it's the casual way to go, you know? Rob, how's it going, man? Is STO Build Academy still a thing? Aren't they, like, shutting down their website? I think isn't Stowe Academy, like, I think they're shutting it down. What did Preston do for DPS in the D7? Preston was at 163k DPS. The issue is, Chell, when like doing type like content like that, like, you know, the thing is how relevant is the content going to be? How is it going to appeal to an audience? And Thaleron is so far outside the realm of possibility, even for most people that engage in the DPS scene, that it's a completely different game, you know, than what most people are playing. How much DPS did you do in your fleet, Gagarin? Let's take a look. Dwayne, I have you at 56k. Need epic rarity patch? Yeah. Indeed, we do. Thaleron is... I mean, Thaleron's clearly like the meta, but it is so like so far beyond what most people can do. Like, most people never even got into like actually doing like coordinated twerp runs, like going from the type of content most people do where they're just doing like beam overload builds in public queues up to Thaleron. It's just completely different. Currently waiting for a Starbase 1 Elite Public to pop. Anyone want to join? Yeah, let's get the EPG build in there. Let me swap back over to that. That'll probably be the last thing for this stream today. Well, the request was Starbase 1, so gonna do that, but I'm really annoyed at these issues still popping up on this computer, so I'm gonna be going around troubleshooting things some more. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, if I can't solve it in the next week, I'm gonna just have to return the card. Like, the return period for this graphics card is the last day that I could start the return is August 11th.
Listen up.
And at this point, I have already, like, I've reinstalled Windows, MPO's disabled, Windows cannot install graphics drivers. I've done so much troubleshooting, and I just, even though things look perfectly fine for multiple days, all of a sudden I'll just have a day where it just decides that it's going to continuously, start spamming black screens at me. It's just really, really aggravating.
We're cutting complete out of no essential personnel and civilians. I have not yet. The 3090 still waiting to hear back on that.
There's a break in incoming warp signatures. We may have a short amount of time before more arrive. Reading some
Yeah, I mean, the
manual
thing that doesn't help too is the fact that I did like a fully new build basically. I've got new processor, new motherboard, like new everything, and all that going in at the same time makes it a bit hard to diagnose, if is it actually the GPU, or could it be the processor, RAM, motherboard, and I really don't want to have to put the old stuff back in. Yeah, the fire looks good. You can see all the details here, can't you? Yeah, you can really see the detail on the fire there.
Get into position to prepare for the next assault.
Do I ever run Vertigo? Why would I run Vertigo? I want to be able to see these great effects.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting.
See, the issue is if I run Vertigo, I don't get to see these lovely effects. This is how the game is meant to be played, and you want me to turn that off? Wow, that fire effect right there, that's crazy how good that looks. You guys see that? That looked really cool.
For now. I don't know how much longer.
Yeah,
we
Vertigo is a
can
program to
survive.
turn the effects off.
Today was a good one. At least there will be a
The effects are overwhelming. Need more screen blinding effects. Martin. I see you said something. Do I ever run Vertigo? No, I can't take away from the visual experience that the game has. Hoodwinked, it's dash no auto rotate logs, all one word. You put it into your launcher in the command options that it has. So, oh, I got a message from the Rob. Nah, it's a Gigabyte motherboard. It's a X670E Aorus Master. So in the launcher, you have to type in dash no auto rotate logs, all one word, into the command line. Make sure on-demand patching is also not checked. If you have that checked and you uncheck it, you're going to have a really large download, but that will make it so that you don't have any maps that have to load while you're, playing. It'll force everything in the game to download and give you the entire game rather than needing to download as you go. Suddenly miss CSV. Yeah, EPG is sort of powerful. Distant Night. Yeah, the compiler Dreadnought. Distant Night here has a really good tank build for it. It's posted up in the builds Discord under the EPG curated area. The command line, yeah, I'll type it. So it's dash no auto 8 logs. Put that into the command line in your launcher and make sure on-demand patching is turned off. You'll have it download, like I said, but that'll make it so you don't have to download things while you're playing. STO Vertigo, yeah. Vertigo is an external tool made by the community. Google it, and I have a video going over it, and the folks that made it have a video going over it also, and a nice write-up for it. So Google that, and you'll find information about Vertigo that helps remove some of the VFX spam. Not all of it, but some of it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream. I know not as long as the recent ones, and it's probably not in depth with building this ship out as what some of you guys wanted. Like I said, it's been frustrating the past couple days, dealing with the technical issues, having the black screens pop up, even with new, redoing the drivers, all that. Just been frustrating, and I just did not feel like putting a new build together or sitting down and redoing an old one. Just wanted to play. Yeah, I'm gonna go through, look at some of the stuff, try the Windows only drivers and see if that does anything. But if I don't have a solution here by this time next week, I'll probably just have to swap GPUs. There's tabs, Wizard Girly. There's tabs on Stow Better. No, it's not like a black screen like a cable issue. It's a driver timeout that's happening. So it's an actual driver timeout. It's not like a cable. So the trait tier list over on Stow Better, they have tabs at the top, or it might be at the bottom now. I don't know. Did they change this setup? There had been more here. I don't know, there had been like different tabs. So I guess something they may have changed on their side, or things are broken down, but I don't see the different tabs for different build types now. Yeah, they changed it quite a bit. No more tabs. Okay, so there are multiple tabs. See the top of the table to, yeah, there's no tabs now, so whatever they changed to, I mean, am I missing something here? I don't know, I don't see it. Yeah, something might have messed up on their side. Hopefully they get that addressed then, because that's a really handy set of info there. Okay, that is going to be it for this stream. I'm going to go deal with the hardware issues. Hopefully, get the CPU stuff sorted out. Thank you all for tuning in, and yeah, there will be some more videos here in the. Probably not. I guess there probably won't be a video tomorrow. Maybe Monday, but I would say Tuesday at the latest should be the next video. I don't know what it'll be, but I'll figure it out. Broken out the one. Okay. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys around. And Saber, I'd say the DPS channels, and yeah, I need to send invites out for that, so I'll get to that here in the next couple days, hopefully.